guys, I'm here to get into Robert Altman's McCabe and Mrs. Miller, which he made in the year 1971. And this is his ultimate takedown on the Western genre. And this is one of the most original, unique Westerns ever made. It feels like this was like kind of an organic, fresh to life. After going through a lot, it seems like the 60s and early 70s, we've been producing a lot of spaghetti westerns and acid westerns, particularly spaghetti westerns. I love acid genre. I think it's been better updated in modern films, but here this is a whole new level because this is a minimalist western, and it feels like this is one of the best pieces of minimalism I've ever seen. I feel like Robert Altman is a complete genius just for making this film alone, just because there's a very original way that he portrays just everyday life in the West, just as a gritty drama, as opposed to any sort of romanticization. I guess it certainly is a gritty drama living in here, but it also kind of just deals with a lot of lonely characters who kind of find something in the moment of being, particularly the lead characters of McCabe and Mrs. Miller. So they're running the business. And McCabe said, like, I love the theme so much of this film. I think it particularly hits me in the note of just kind of the desire to and the need to have a confident and strong front, but also the knowing that there's like a foolish demeanor living inside of there also. And kind of watching this is almost the arc of how McCabe is particularly kind of revealed to be, it's like transitioning the myth to the fool, and he's revealed to be more of a foolish in a lot of just awkward scenarios as they unfold. Mrs. Miller is kind of there as his accompaniment, because they're like starting a business together basically. It's like they need each other until McCabe just kind of breaks bad in his way through these awkward situations. The Leonard Cohen soundtrack's just one of the best of all time, literally. And it really feels like just as organic here as Simon and Garfunkel does with The Graduate. Like, here it's absolutely perfect. McCabe and Miller, this is one of the greatest films I've ever seen. This is, I think, the first film that Robert Altman really fully struck gold in one of the many masterpieces he made here. And it's very low-key, the way this all feels. Just a completely organic and real kind of story. And just really the simplicity of the landscape is well captured here. Very much just a distinctive place in time, early 20th century, just Americana, just really lives in this whole film, and all the characters, and there's some like a bit of dark comedy living over a lot of the screenplay of this film. I love that. A lot of this reminds you a lot of like awkward scenarios, like a lot of the films the Coen brothers would take you through. Like Robert Altman is almost like kind of coming around and doing a lot of the similar things in the early 70s. So that's so cool. And it's a little haunting, too, I would say. There's something very haunting about this depiction of the West. Because, again, there's no heroes. And everyone's an anti-hero, basically, in this film. And it's just about the West just trying to run a business. But then, just kind of characters just going crazy with all these hopes being shattered, all these dreams coming, delusions, myths being ruined for people. And then just a romance that's weird. It doesn't go anywhere. So it's just very much you can see like the mechanics of a small town in essence, a lot of ways, a momentary community. You can almost just see it all kind of unfold right here. Sometimes there's some over-the-top God complex that can live inside of that for some people too. So I think getting into all this, this is one of the best pieces of minimalism ever made. I think it's so completely original and ahead of its time in its lighting, because it makes this not even feel like a film out in 1971. It just feels like it was played on made today, and I would believe it. This just feels like a minimalist piece that's comes out very timeless. I love that aesthetic very much here. And not to mention, I think the story is quite perfect. It's a wonderful depiction of loneliness. People finding loneliness within a community, where you find other people, but ultimately you don't really feel like you know what you're doing fully. You don't fully feel like you're equipped for what's to come in a lot of ways. So it's kind of just a story that gets into all that. So it's quite a perfect film. Yeah, I really love watching all this unfold, and I love all the snowy atmospheres the film progresses to. Like, it just really conveys winter very organically. And yeah, that's McCabe and Mrs. Miller. I recommend this film to anybody who's looking for an original kind of Western. That's the genre, it's growing on me more and more. I don't love the John Wayne types, but I like the evolved, organic, experimental ones. This is like an experimental Western in every sense of the word. Because again, everyone's an anti-hero. Like, everyone's like kind of like a flawedly decent character who's capable of breaking bad. So it's just very human. Robert Altman certainly is a massive humanist, and there's a humanism that lives in this film. Reminds me also a lot aesthetically of There Will Be Blood. I think that's the film this makes me think of the most, if I had to read anything. But this is its own thing entirely, too. So, I mean, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, yeah. And this is a film that, for whatever reason, it always comes back to me the most. Like, what I always want to watch is, like, I crave watching this, like, early in the morning, typically, during, like, a sunrise. Like, I find around like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Sometimes the instinct for this film just sometimes hits me in an overwhelming sense. It's like, oh, I needed the message of this film. I need to understand something this film has to convey here. So, McCabe and Mrs. Miller is a perfect film. I highly recommend this to everybody who's interested in such an experimental takedown on the Western genre.